Just Seen It is made possible by Adobe and the Adobe Creative Cloud, including Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop, and After Effects. More information is available at bit.ly/AdobePTV. Seligman discovers Joe in an alleyway, badly beaten. So he takes her back to his home to nurse her wounds. Seligman is fascinated as Joe recounts the story of her erotic life in Nymphomaniac.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm here with Liz and Kevin, and we're here to review Nymphomaniac, Volume 1, directed by Lars von Trier. We've all just seen it. Liz, tell me about Nymphomaniac, Volume 1.
I love Lars von Trier so much. I love him so much that my best friend made a cake of his face for my birthday this year. So I knew going in that I would love this movie, and I did. I loved it. It's not one of his best, but it'll be entertaining because it's so strange.
I don't really know what to make of this film. I really like Lars von Trier as well, but this just felt tonally strange. It wasn't as compelling as I thought it was going to be. I thought they were going to dive a little bit more into, the psychology of nymphomania. It didn't totally read for me, and I wasn't quite sure what to make of it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either.
The tone is a little strange. He tries to excuse himself a little bit by making these chapter headings. He does that in a lot of movies, but here it's like every chapter is a new short film, and we have a very serious one in black and white. We have some that are more comical than others, and I don't know that I necessarily just let him get away with that because these chapter headings are there.
You think that's an excuse? How is that an excuse? If that's his form as a director, he's not relying on that because of tone.
But wait. He does it in Antichrist.
He did it in Breaking the Waves.
Okay. And those movies coalesce better in terms of tone. So if you didn't have those chapter headers, the shifts in tone would be even harder to swallow.
That's a good point.
If you just look at Volume 1 by itself, it doesn't exactly make sense. You have this injured Charlotte Gainsbourg character giving her life story to Stellan Skarsgard. It's like Lars von Trier's version of The English Patient. And I assume when we get to Volume 2, we'll find out more about the Charlotte Gainsbourg and why she's telling the story and how she got to where she was. But right now, we have no idea whatsoever. So it is difficult to determine exactly what the movie is supposed to mean.
So this is where it all happened. You should try to memorize this room, especially the bed. It'll stand you in good stead later in therapy.
Well, I will say one thing that I didn't like about the movie.
Uh-oh.
That would be the performance of Christian Slater, who I thought was laughably bad, and I was constantly confused to why he was on the screen.
I feel like he's one of those people, though, that people just laugh because it's Christian Slater trying to be in a, big,
fancier
artsier movie.
Yeah.
So I kind of tried to give him a little bit of slack. This also ties into my feelings about Shia LaBeouf. Again, the audience tittered when he appears on screen because he's always
Shia LaBeouf.
Right, it's his
He's an even Steven.
pedigree.
Yeah.
But now I actually thought he did a good job, and he pulled it off.
Yeah.
So can I say the one person I did not like is the lead.
Whoa.
Stacy Martin, who plays young Joe.
What didn't you like about her, though?
She was so cold and so unfeeling and blank. Every time she appeared on screen, I just didn't like her. And when they were going through the train, her and her friend, and they were going to see how many guys that they could sleep with, she would sit down, say like two things, and the guys would go with her. She should have exuded something to them that would make them want to go to her. And I saw absolutely nothing.
If you have to talk, remember to ask lots of questions if you want more than a yes or no answer. Then it'll just happen on its own. You just take them to the lavatory and you have sex with them.
What if it's nasty?
Then you just think of the bag of chocolate sweeties.
Well, it's hard to compare her against Charlotte Gainsbourg, who's just one of the stellar actresses that's out there. It didn't distract me, but I just kept thinking, like, how do you cast this role? I mean, to expose yourself to such a degree, that's
I wanted
terrifying.
some vulnerability from her
Yeah.
at some point, and I never saw it. And so I'm kind of looking forward to Volume 2 to see Charlotte Gainsbourg take over.
Right.
So there's a lot of press about this movie because there's some unsimulated sexual acts in it, and I guess that they took the bodies of pornographic actors and then the actors in here like Shia LaBeouf, they put their faces on the pornographic actors' bodies and did some CGI work there. I think people who are going to see it thinking they're going to get some sort of tantalizing experience from it are not going to get that out of this movie. It's not... Well, I don't know if it's meant to be erotic or not, but it was not erotic.
No. It's also slightly dull, the sex scenes. Like, I was like, okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, we've seen, there's a lot of movies lately with 9
Yes,
songs.
I was just thinking about this too.
there's a
Louise the
couple-
Warmest Collar this year.
Yeah.
Don John even had like scenes of like pretty explicit YouTube.
But I mean,
clips or
like,
YouPorn
there's
clips.
a couple gay directors. The guy who did Andrew Hyde did Weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Travis Matthews. They actually have their actors having sex, and you see everything. So this is now kind of becoming not status quo, but it's not unusual.
It's less provocative.
You can't
I guess.
shock people with it anymore.
Correct.
Right. Nymphomaniac Volume 1. It's equal parts frustrating and intriguing. I can't dismiss it or recommend it without seeing Volume 2, so for now I'm going to say stream it.
This intriguing premise isn't as intriguing as I expected it to be. So for now, until we see Volume 2, I'm going to say stream it.
Guys, it's called Nymphomaniac and it's directed by Lars von Trier. See it.
Well, our votes add up to 2 full tickets, which is a stream it for Nymphomaniac Volume 1.
This is a mistake and you two will regret it.
Cheers. To sex.
AJA Video Systems, proud supporter of Just Seen It, offers a wide range of professional acquisition and post-production solutions. Learn more at aja.com/PTV.